Mr. Peter Bruton, Vice General Secretary of UPOV, Ms. Akiko Maf, Mr. Arika Nagata Chitaf. Today, I'm honored to say a few words on behalf of Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Vietnam at the opening ceremony of the launch of UPOV EPV. Ladies and gentlemen, in the context of globalization and climate change becoming increasingly complicated, the government of Vietnam advocates deep economic integration through signing the EVFTA, CPTPP, and etc. And so the intellectual property in general and plant variety protection in particular extremely practical and meaningful for agriculture countries like Vietnam. The protection of new plant varieties selected, created, and discovered and developed by domestic statistics is also a driving force to attract the imports of plant varieties from abroad and create conditions to Vietnam plant varieties to be protected abroad according to the goals of Vietnam's intellectual property strategy as approved by the Prime Minister. Since becoming UPOV member, Vietnam has achieved significant achievements in the process of establishing rights to plant varieties, becoming a leading country in the region. And in the number of applications for new plant varieties protection is increased every year, and by the end of 2020, the total number of applications reached about 2,200, which about 1,000 plant varieties have been granted protection certificates. Many plant varieties with good quality, high yield, and many outstanding characteristics have been selected and brought to the market, contributing to improving the production value of the farming industry. New varieties have been selected and discovered and developed, not only focusing on a few species of food crops. So every year, our export revenues is of more than 53 billion, and cultivation accounts for more than 20 billion, including rice and coffee is of about more than 3 billion. And since 2017, Vietnam provided protection for all plant species, and number of protection registration applications from abroad has been increased. And up to now, we could see lots of varieties for medical herb, for industry, for cash crop, and so on and so forth. And in addition, Vietnam's also have more interest as well as to already implement the plant protection in other countries. And so Vietnam's National Digital Transformation Program to 2025, orientation to 2030, the government has tasked by 2025, 80% of administrative procedures could be conducted by 2025. And we would like to look at administrative procedures, save costs, and make information transparency and create favorable conditions for people and businesses. Since 2018, with the support of Japan, UPOV, Vietnam has joined UPOV PRISMA and gradually joined the UPOV EPV system. UPOV EPV includes many modules built in the form on an online website, supporting the members' countries in processing the evaluating protection applications, managing data effective and quickly. And because UPOV EVP use cloud computing technology integrated with the blockchain. And thanks to the enthusiastic support from UPOV, particular Mr. Peter, MF Japan, JTAF, Vietnam is honored to be the first official country to use the database management module of UPOV EPVP from today, September 28th of 2023. On this occasion, allow me to send my most sincere thanks to UPOV, especially Mr. Peter, Ms. Yolanda, Mr. Manabu, Ms. Hand, MAF Japan, Ms. Akiko, who have been accompanying and supporting Vietnam to build and connect this system. We believe that UPOV EPV is an effective and useful system for those plant protection offices, especially new UPOV member countries. Finally, I would like to wish Mr. Peter, Ms. Akiko, Mr. Arika, and all delegates good health, and wish the ceremony of a great success. And I fully believe that in a short while in Vietnam, you already had some good experience on the culture and the people of Vietnam and have good impression about the Vietnamese people. And I hope that with the good attention and feeling and based on such background, we would work together to develop our common house for UPOV as well as for ASEAN. Thank you, Mr. Nguyen Như Thong, Director of Department of Land Protection. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Peter, Vice General Secretary of UPOV.
Dr. Nguyen Như Quang, Director of Crop Production, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development of Vietnam. Ms. Akiko Nagano, Deputy Director, Intellectual Property Division, MAP Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. UPOV's aim is to encourage people to use their intellect and abilities to harness science and technology for the development of new varieties of plants, which will serve the needs of farmers and thereby deliver benefits to everyone. And in UPOV, as an organization, we have been equally keen to use science and technology to ensure that the UPOV system is as effective as possible, so that the flow of new varieties is strong and people around the world can reap the benefits. Today, we are harnessing technology to usher in a new era for UPOV. UPOV EPVP will transform the effectiveness of the UPOV system of plant variety protection. And it's probably fair to say will even herald the creation of a UPOV system in a real sense by providing a seamless electronic flow of information from breeders to PVP officers, between PVP officers, and through to UPOV's databases. The four components that will enable this are the following. Firstly, UPOV PRISMA, the online application tool for making applications to PVP officers. Secondly, the UPOV EPVP administration module, a digitalized system for PVP officers to manage applications and grants, communicate with applicants and holders, publish information, and transmit data to the PLUTO Database. Thirdly, the DUS Report Exchange Module, a platform for PVP officers to exchange DUS reports. And finally, UPOV's PLUTO Database, which compiles UPOV member information on plant varieties. But UPOV EPVP also provides the basis for platforms for UPOV members to cooperate in the administration and examination of applications. UPOV EPVP is a historic development for UPOV, not only because it will increase the availability of new varieties in UPOV members, but also because it will provide a unique means of leveling up capabilities across UPOV members. Furthermore, it's clear from the response that we have already received, the services of UPOV EPVP will be an additional incentive for countries to join UPOV. Today is the launch of UPOV EPVP, with Vietnam becoming the first UPOV member to deploy all the UPOV EPVP components, and the first UPOV member to use the administration module and the DUS Report Exchange Module. And it's very fitting that Vietnam will be the UPOV member for this launch. Vietnam has been a beacon for plant variety protection since it became a UPOV member in 2006. And its approach to implementation of the UPOV system of plant variety protection is a model that other countries can follow. From the outset, Vietnam recognized that it needed to adopt an approach that would facilitate applications from domestic and foreign breeders, so that Vietnamese farmers would have greatest access to new improved varieties. It embraced cooperation in DUS testing, including the use of existing DUS reports from other UPOV members, and it developed a very efficient way of conducting DUS examinations within Vietnam. Over recent years, we have seen the results of this approach. The HFFA NOLEPA study on the socio-economic benefits of UPOV membership in Vietnam is now very widely known. It concluded that farmers' incomes increased significantly, and the monetary impact of plant breeding successes in Vietnamese arable farming, floriculture, and horticulture after UPOV membership totaled around $5 billion each year. But in addition to that global perspective, UPOV has recently worked with Vietnam to demonstrate these results at a more human level in the form of 4 short videos that were released just last month. The first video told the story of rice and longan farmer breeders in Vietnam. The second reported on the developments of the flower industry in Vietnam and the benefits that it has brought to farmers, particularly in the Dalat region. The third video covered the transformation of the seed sector in Vietnam, how PVP enabled the development of the private sector, resulted in major improvements in the availability of good quality seed of varieties suited to farmers' needs, which significantly increased their income. And finally, a video to show the role of plant variety protection in supporting agricultural policy in Vietnam. Vietnam's success is built on identifying opportunities to improve the livelihoods of its farmers by increasing the availability of new improved varieties, and this approach still continues. It was Vietnam, together with Japan, that conceived the idea of a regional cooperation platform for UPOV members in Asia, which started as the EA-PVP pilot project and is now known as EPVP Asia. And furthermore, when Vietnam PVP Office saw the need to modernize its PVP administration system, it embraced the opportunity to become the first UPOV member to sign up to UPOV EPVP. Thank you, Vietnam, for your vision and for your support in bringing us to this day. Before I finish, I would like to pay credit to those that have enabled the creation of UPOV EPVP. This development has been the result of considerable investment within UPOV as a result of all UPOV members' contributions. And this has been possible thanks to the willingness of the UPOV office team to readily and boldly embrace technology for a new way of working, which has enabled us over the last 4 years to deliver on our work program while making substantial savings on travel, and thanks to the work of the UPOV EPVP team in developing the system. I would also like to express my sincere thanks for the substantial financial support from MAF Japan for the development of UPOV EPVP as the basis for the EA-PVP pilot project. My thanks also to the EA-PVP pilot project team. My thanks also go to JATA for supporting the transition of Vietnam's system to UPOV PVP in such a smooth process. And I'd also like to recognize the valuable input from a number of UPOV members and PVP applicants that provided feedback and tested the prototypes. However, I would like to return to my opening remarks for the final words of credit. UPOV EPVP represents the harnessing of cutting-edge technology. However, it requires the intellect and ability of people to harness that potential. In UPOV's case, we have been blessed with an IT officer, Hen Madur, who has had the vision, courage, and insight to pioneer the use of blockchain technology to develop this remarkable system, and to oversee the work of an excellent outsourced team of IT experts. It's very fitting that Hend is joining us online today, thanks to technology. And I would like to take this opportunity to offer my thanks and congratulations to Hend that we are here in Hanoi today for this historic launch. I believe that UPOV EPVP is an important step forward for the future of UPOV and for making more new varieties available to farmers in UPOV members around the world. So I would like to thank all of you for joining us for this launch today. Thank you.
Trân trọng cảm ơn ông Peter Button, Phó Tổng Thư ký UPOV. Tiếp theo chương trình, tôi xin trân trọng kính mời bà Akiko Nagano, đại diện Bộ Nông lâm Ngư nghiệp Nhật Bản, lên phát biểu đôi lời. Xin trân trọng
Thank
kính
you,
mời
Peter.
bà.
And next, I would like to invite Ms. Nagano Akiko, representative of MAFF, to have a few words.
And did you say xin chào chào? Xin chào chào. Xin chào, xin chào. Mr. Gwen Nukong, Director General of Department of Crop Production, MARD, and Mr. Peter Button, Vice Secretary General UPOV, and Ms. Tan Hihwa, and Mr. Akira Nagata, and not to forget, thank you very much, and not to forget Yolanda and Hend, who are connecting, as Peter mentioned, from a remote place. I know it is very, very early in the morning where they are. Thank you very much for joining us. Hi. Now, my name is Akiko Nagano, representing the Intellectual Property Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries of MAF Japan. Congratulations, Chonmong. Did I get that correct? Chonmong. I am extremely honored to be here on the historical moment of launching this EPVP module. My role, I suppose, representing a donor, supporting the development of these digital tools, is to briefly introduce the big picture, or in other words, the near future vision. Now, today's launch is a significant achievement, no doubt. However, I would also like to highlight that it is not the goal, but rather a key milestone towards a regional PVP platform, which is called EPVP Asia, and which Mr. Peter Button has touched upon in his opening remarks. Now, looking back, the East Asia PVP Forum was established at the ASEAN +3 Ministers of Agriculture and Forestry meeting, known as AMAF +3, in 2007. This is 15 years ago. And since then, Japan, our government, in collaboration with UPOV, has supported various activities to upgrade PVP systems in this region. Why? Because it is our mission, I mean, as a MAF official, to support Japanese agriculture and food industries to develop and prevail globally. And we know that in order to do so, it is fundamental that stakeholders know that their varieties, their plant varieties, could be legally protected based on an international agreement, which is UPOV. Clearly, there was need for us to regionally cooperate and co-develop in this region. Now, therefore, a single application and DUS examination scheme in this region was envisioned from the very start of the East Asia PVP Forum. We tried to, and this is actually why we have always invited CPVO, which is a similar system in the EU, and tried to learn from their experience. We tried to develop a similar system as a CPVO in Asia. However, this has not realized to date. This is because it was quite a big challenge for many ASEAN countries to become UPOV member. However, the surrounding environment has changed a lot in these 15 years. And many countries have come very close to joining UPOV. We now have new digital tools available. And as Mr. Gwen Kong has mentioned, Vietnam, and Peter, of course, Vietnam has shown enormous development in their agriculture, export, and seed industry. And with this, I am confident that many ASEAN countries are encouraged and confident to join UPOV in the very near future. We have therefore come very close to realizing EPVP Asia, and now we even have additional digital tools that we did not even imagine. I would again emphasize, please do not consider EPVP Asia as an aspirational goal that may be achieved. It is something that we need to really achieve together in the very near future, hopefully within 2 years. I would like to congratulate colleagues and stakeholders of Vietnam and appreciate that you will continuously take the lead in this continuous challenge. Thank you. Come on, Chomon.
Thank you, Ms. Akiko. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Hen Macro, representative from UPOV, to have her presentation on UPOV EPVP.
It's a real pleasure joining you from Geneva to this important event. I would like to congratulate Vietnam and echo my thanks to MAF, JATAF, UPOV team, Soprasteria team. And then I would like to take this opportunity to present this overview of UPOV EPVP. So UPOV EPVP is a package of components covering the full life cycle of an application. First of all, in order to protect a variety, the applicant should complete the application form and the relevant technical questionnaire. To do so, the applicant can use the UPOV PRISMA, the online application service. So UPOV PRISMA is responsible for transferring the application data to the PVP office. Once the application data is transferred, the PVP office needs an electronic file portfolio management system to process the application. For that, they can use UPOV EPVP administration module. Please note that in this case, the application data is automatically transferred to UPOV PRISMA, from UPOV PRISMA to UPOV EPVP administration module through machine-to-machine communication. Let's dive a little bit. This module covers all the different tasks needed to process applications. So the PVP office can acknowledge receipt, check formality requirement, for example, if all needed documents are provided, assign a filing date and application number, examine the novelty denomination, arrange and take decision on DUS. They can also propose decision to grant or not, and any other matters after grant. This module also includes processing objections before the grant and appeals after the grant. When using UPOV EPVP admin module, all decisions taken can be communicated to the applicant. On the other side, the applicant can also contact the PVP office as needed. For example, if a denomination is rejected, the applicant can propose a new one through the platform. Finally, the PVP office can decide to publish a decision in PLUTO to transfer this information. PLUTO is the plant variety database. And this can be done at any time. The publication in a gazette is also covered by UPOV EPVP. I just thought about one specific step in the procedure. This is about DUS arrangement. How could UPOV EPVP facilitate communication with other PVP offices and provision of DUS reports? This is done through the UPOV EPVP DUS Report Exchange Module. This module covers both sides, the providing PVP office and the requesting PVP office. The process is triggered when the requesting PVP office sends a request for information to the providing PVP office to ask them one or many of the following questions. If the DUS report is ready to be shared, if the DUS report is in preparation or can be commissioned. The providing PVP office will then provide the needed information, and based on that, the requesting PVP office will raise a request. After accepting the request and completing the DUS examination, the providing PVP office can make the report available. If relevant, when the fees are paid, the requesting PVP office can download the report. In the DUS Exchange module, there is also the possibility to bypass step 1 and step 2 if the report is already announced as available in the platform. Now let's summarize the benefit of UPOV EPVP for PVP offices. All UPOV members can have an efficient PVP administrative system, an online application tool, this is UPOV PRISMA, the electronic filing portfolio management system, this is the UPOV EPVP administration module, the communication tool with the applicant, an automated and electronic transfer of data to PLUTO Database, and finally, the DUS Report Exchange platform. All of these are set to be in a secure environment to international standards. The maintenance is provided by the UPOV office, and this is done at minimal costs. Only cost to PVP office are the cloud data storage if standard modules are used. So this use of UPOV EPVP will trigger more application for new varieties and therefore more improved varieties for farmers. So thank you, and then please let me know if you have any questions. So today is a big event. This is the launch of UPOV EPVP. It's really a very important moment for UPOV and for Vietnam.
I would like to invite Mr. Nguyen Như Quang and Ms. Trần Thị Hoa to present the signing documents to Mr. Peter. And we will have some photo shoots from our media and press agencies.